Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today we're going to be doing a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile. So I'm really excited for this one for Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon. The newest support card for this deck is an absolutely crazy cool boss monster for this deck to give you all sorts of utility to get into some really powerful cards in the deck. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell next to you, become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below because we have all those awesome rewards you guys, like getting your name description every single video, getting a signed card to the mail, or even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your Patreon along with test hands. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. So Blue Eyes White Dragon is an insanely powerful card in the deck and is a really big combo piece for the entire build because this card is absolutely busted in the entire deck. Yes, it is a vanilla monster, but the entire deck is based around this card, so you have to play it as a 3 of. We then play 3 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. I still think this card is very much a 3 of in the deck. I've been seeing a lot of people bumping this down to 2 in a lot of builds, but I still think you need to play 3 copies of it. You can play 2 if you want to and bump up some of the other like hand traps in the deck if you want to, but I like playing 3 in this particular build because I need them for fusion material since I'm playing Abyss Dragon. We're then playing a single copy of Dragon Spirit of White. Dragon Spirit of White is really good because this card is always treated as a Blue Eyes card, and this card is treated as a normal monster while in the hand or in the graveyard, and while this card is normal or special summon, you get to target 1 spell or trap on the field that your opponent's and banish it. And if this card you control, if your opponent controls a monster, then you can quick effect tribute this card and then special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, which is a really good effect just to be able to get you a Blue Eyes White Dragon out on your side of the field. We then play a single copy of Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon, the newest card in the entire deck, which is an insane cool addition to this deck. It does so much for this particular deck for consistency, and it's just really, really good because it has the ability that if this card is special summoned, then you get to add 1 ritual spell or a polymerization from your deck to your hand, and then during your end phase, you can add a level 8 or higher dragon monster from your deck to your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, and then all level 8 or higher dragon monsters you control gain 1,000 additional attack points, and you can only use each of the effects of this card once per turn. And you can only activate them while Blue Eyes White Dragon is on your field or in your graveyard. But all those effects are insanely good for this card, and it's just a really powerful, beautiful card. I'm really excited that they actually released this because I am super excited to play around with this card because it is really, really good for the deck. We then play 1 copy of Chaos Dragon Levineer. Chaos Dragon Levineer is a really good card in the deck too, because you can manage your light monsters to special summon this card to your side of the field, basically for free, and you get to special summon a monster from your graveyard in defense position as well, so this card can lead into a rank 8 extremely easily, and you can manage a lot of cards that you just don't need anymore, like the White Stone of Legend, or maybe a copy of your White Stone of Ancients, or even a Sage from the graveyard to summon this card to your side of the field extremely quickly. And it's also a melody target as well, which is really cool, because you can add this card from your deck to your hand because it has 3,000 or more attack and 2,500 or less defense at 0 defense and 3,000 attack. We then play 2 copies of Nebula Dragon. Nebula Dragon is really good in the deck too because it has the ability you can reveal this and another level 8 monster in your hand, and then special summon them both in defense position to your side of the field, but negate their effects. And also you cannot special summon monsters for this turn except for light and dark dragon monsters, which is not that big of a deal because the majority of the stuff we're playing anyways is dragons. So this card is really good at making you an instant rank 8 play, especially if you open up a Blue Eyes. This card helps you if you brick a little bit and you open up this and a Blue Eyes, you can still go into some plays, which is super nice. But I'm going to guarantee you have so many draw cards in the spell lineup, you're not going to brick in this deck. It just doesn't happen anymore. We then play for the tuner monsters. We're playing 3 copies of Sage. Sage is really good because when this card is on your field, you can normal summon this card to add a light level 1 tuner monster from your deck to your hand, except another copy of itself. And you can discard this card to target an effect monster you control and send it to the graveyard. If you can special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your deck, which is really cool to special summon Abyss Dragon. And then if you use one of your stones, the stones go off as well to be able to get their effects to get searches out from the deck, which is super nice. We then play 3 copies of the White Stone of Ancient. The White Stone of Ancient is a really, really powerful card in the deck because it has the ability that you can once per turn during the end phase, if this card is sent to the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your deck, and then you can manage this card from your graveyard to target a Blue Eyes monster in your graveyard and add that target back to your hand, which is a really good effect just to be able to add the Blue Eyes back from the graveyard to the hand. We then play 2 copies of the White Stone of Legend. The White Stone of Legend lets you add a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand if this card is sent to the graveyard by by any means, which is an extremely powerful effect just to get you the Blue Eyes White Dragon directly from your deck to your hand, to be able to use it with your copies of your alternative white as well, which is super nice. We then play a single copy of Effect Veiler, because Effect Veiler is searchable by the copy of Sage, which is really cool just to normal summon the Sage, search an Effect Veiler, and then you know you have at least one hand trap in your hand to be able to deal with your opponent. And then I play 3 copies of King of the Swamp. So King of the Swamp is really good because this card can be used to summon your Blue Eyes Ultimate Alternative Dragon. So this card is really, really good in the deck. That's why I play 3 of it, and you can also use this card extremely well with your copy of, to be able to discard it to the graveyard to add Poly to hand, because I'm leaning a little bit heavy on the polymerization aspect of this deck. You don't have to play this card at 3 of, you could change it out and play 3 copies of Ash Blossom, but I really wanted to focus on the deck to be able to summon out a copy of Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate as quickly as possible, because it is a Dragoon's out and it's extremely powerful to be able to summon to your side of the field. Also, if you want to see how powerful this card is, there is actually going to be test hands of this deck going to be out on the channel very soon, so keep that in mind, because this card is ridiculous on the deck. So, that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to be playing quite a few spells in the deck with a single copy of Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn is really good in the deck to be able to special summon a monster back from your graveyard that's extremely powerful, like a copy of Blue Eyes White Dragon. We play a single copy of 1-for-1 because all of the stones and your copy of Sage is a level 1 monster, and you can get your cards in your graveyard to stack up for your Chaos Dragon Levineer a little bit easier. We play a single copy of Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is really good in the deck too, because it's going to stop your opponent's hand trap so you can go off. 1 copy of Cards of Consonance. Cards of Consonance lets you discard one of the eggs to the graveyard. It even shows the egg on the card to be able to add to draw 2 cards off the top of your deck, which is really cool. We then play a single copy of Dragon's Mirror. Dragon's Mirror is extremely powerful in this deck because it has the ability that you can banish one dragon or banish dragon monsters from your graveyard to special summon a dragon fusion monster from your X deck, which is really cool to be able to just instantly special summon that monster and be able to basically miracle fusion it out from using monsters in the graveyard is extremely powerful. I actually have, I believe in the test hand, summoned 2 alternative ultimates using this in a poly, which was really amazing. We then play 3 copies of Polymerization. Polymerization is extremely powerful in this deck because it's going to be able to get you into your copy of your Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate, your Neo Blue Eyes, and a lot of other really powerful cards in the X deck. This card is really, really good. We then play 3 copies of Trade-In. Trade-In is really cool because it lets you discard a level 8 to draw 2, which is going to help you get into the deck a little bit deeper to grab the exact card that you particularly need. We then play 3 copies of Melody of Awakening Dragon. Melody of Awakening Dragon lets you discard a card and then add up to 2 dragon monsters with 3,000 or more attack and 2,500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. So it always ends up breaking even, which is really cool and sets up your hand for consistency. This card is a definite 3 of. We then play 3 copies of Return of the Dragon Lords. Return of the Dragon Lords is essentially a 3-card extra Monster Reborn that you get to target 1 level 7 or 8 dragon monster in your graveyard and special summon it to your side of the field. And if a dragon monster you control would be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you may discard from your graveyard instead. So as you guys have seen, this deck is a very much all-in kind of deck that you're going to be summoning your big dragons and trying to OTK your opponent, just as Kaiba intended. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing some really cool cards in the extra deck. We're going to be opening up with a single copy of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon leads you into so many plays in this deck, because it has the ability that neither player can special summon 2 or more monsters with the same at the same time, and then once per turn during either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated in the graveyard, you can negate the activation. And then during either player's turn, you can tribute this synchro summon card to special summon 1 light dragon synchro monster from your X deck in defense position, except another copy of itself, and destroy it during the end phase of this turn, which if you summon out your copy of Azure Eyes, it doesn't destroy itself because Azure Eyes protects itself from being destroyed by card effects, which is really cool because if this card is special summoned until the end of the next turn, neither player can target dragon monsters that you currently control with card effects, and also they cannot be destroyed by card effects either. And then once per turn to the standby phase, you can target a normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it, which is always going to be Blue Eyes. We then play a single copy of Cloud Castle. Cloud Castle is when this card is synchro summoned, you get to target 1 level 9 monster in your graveyard and special summon it, which is going to help you go into True King of all Calamities. We then play a single copy of Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. Black Rose Moonlight is really good because if this card is special summoned by the effect of, say, for example, your Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, which is the only way you're ever going to summon this card out, it has the ability that if this card is special summoned, or if a level 5 or higher monster is special summoned to your opponent's side of the field, then you get to target one of those special summon monsters your opponent controls and return that target to the hand. So it's really good just to summon to your side of the field and be able to bounce something. We then play 2 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate. Alternative Ultimate is ridiculously good in this deck because your opponent can now target it or destroy it with card effects. And then once per turn, you can target one card your opponent controls and destroy it. And if this card is used Fusion Summon using a card that was originally named Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, then you can target up to 3 cards your opponent controls instead. And you can only, and then this card can't attack for the rest of the turn, which is totally fine because this card is really, really good at just getting you your plays off to be able to pop cards. And it's a 4,500 beat stick, so if a Dragoons does negate something and goes up to 4,000, this card can still out the Dragoons by attacking over it, which is really cool. We then play a single copy of Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate. Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate is just a card that's basically going to swing a bunch of times at your opponent, which is really cool by sending monsters from your extra deck to the graveyard that are Blue Eyes fusion monsters. So this card's pretty good to summon to your side of the field. One copy of Twin Burst. Twin Burst is really surprisingly good in this format because monsters on either, this card must be fusion summoned by sending cards from your field to the graveyard, in which case you don't use polymerization, or you can use polymerization to summon this card either way. But you have to use 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons to summon this card, and it cannot be destroyed by battle, which is really cool. And this card can make up to 2 attacks during each battle phase. And at the end of the damage step, when this card attacks an opponent's monster, then but the opponent's monster is not destroyed by battle, you can banish the opponent's monster instead, which is really cool because it doesn't target or anything. We then play for the Xyz monsters. We're going to be playing quite a few Xyz monsters in the deck because it is a rank 8 base deck. We're going to be playing a single copy of True King of All Calamities because you can use the Cloud Castle plus a Spirit Dragon to go into this card extremely easily in the deck, and it's a really awesome card. One copy of Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon because you can pop cards on your opponent's side of the field by going into this card on top of any of your Galaxy Eyes monsters. Another copy of 62. 62 is really good because it's a 4,000 beat stick that's really easy to summon to your side of the field and has the ability that it can go up to 56 on attack, which is really cool. And it can gain attack equal to the rank of all rank monsters on your side of the field or on the field times 200 by detaching a material, which is really cool. One copy of number 38. 38 is really good because it can negate spells, which is super nice. One copy of Dragabolon. Dragabolon is going to always summon your copy of number 100 using either 62 or 38 as a material, and then it can go up to 9,000 to OTK your opponent, which is super nice. We then play a single copy of Linkuriboh to round out the extra because you can tribute any of your stones or link summon into any of your stones by going to this, or tribute the stones on your side of the field to get back your copy of Linkuriboh, which you can kind of bounce around. And I think it's really ironic to play Linkuriboh, which is a Kuriboh card, in a Blue Eyes deck because of how Kaiba kind of gave it to Kuriboh. So anyways, guys, that's it for this deck. I hope you guys did enjoy this because it's a really fun deck to play with. I highly recommend if you guys have not tried out Blue Eyes, you definitely should try out Blue Eyes. It's one of the most nostalgic decks in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I've been playing it since it was actually released. I've been playing this deck since like 2002 in different ways because I just love Blue Eyes White Dragon. I think it's one of the cooler cards in the entire game. And it's just such a nostalgic monster. Like, it's just so cool. So anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell next so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.